When you're on the YouTubes and you want to listen to a bunch of dudes talk about some shit, you know what button you need to hit. Subscribe to the How the Heck Are You podcast. How the heck are you? We want to know now. How the heck are you? Tell us how it's going when we're talking about this stuff. How the heck are you? Yeah.
That was
We're live.
fucking magical.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so-
I've been working
only
on that for a long
Only
time.
half of us are festive today.
Yeah.
I have
And also
a red
today
shirt.
is... it counts. But yeah, today is also the Grinch's court date in Summit County, Ohio.
Dude, he would be going to court in Ohio.
Yeah, let me explain the story here for those who didn't catch it. Apparently, the Summit County Sheriff's Office in Ohio arrested a dude in the Grinch's outfit. And his court date is today. And I just saw the article that's like, authorities in Northeast Ohio finally caught the Grinch. And it's like, what the fuck?
Of course, it's
And
the
they-
Grinch. It's not. It's not just just some random fuck. No, of course it's the Grinch.
Because Dr. Seuss can't sue nobody. That's why it's the Grinch.
It's because he's dead.
Partially, yeah.
Of course, it's Ohio as well. You know.
Yeah. Actually, Quacker in the chat, I shared that article on there, and Quacker's like, please tell me this isn't Florida. I'm like, no, where's Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio is the new Florida.
No.
Apparently so. Because people keep making fun of it, making it hurt more than I live here.
Florida is old news now.
No.
And
Florida
I was
is-
actually talking about that, like, if Ohio is getting made fun of now, like, what state's next after that if people get bored of Ohio? Like, fucking North Dakota or something?
people just make fun of all of America, really.
Yeah, well,
Oh
we
yeah,
already did that.
It's fun and it's easy.
Yeah.
They're just used to living in countries that are so small, it's easier for them to peg out one fucking state.
Well, I figured it was mostly sports fans that did that, but no, it's just, like, general shit.
It's Europeans. It's Europeans on the internet in disguise as rednecks from America that cause all the problems.
It's just all Fred doing it.
How dare you talk
It's
about
all
my
me.
side
I'm the
business?
problem. I'm everything that's ever happened on the internet.
Power. He has 70 alternate accounts. He'll never know his main.
Do you know what the problem with America is? Fred.
Goddamn Fred.
If we got rid of that
You gotta
son of a
put that
bitch.
as the fucking the fucking the description of your channel.
The description of my channel is, what the fuck are we gonna do today? I don't know. Somebody sweetly commented the other day. I didn't see it. Nikki caught it, and I think she deleted it before I could even see it. But somebody was like, "You guys have such good personalities, and you guys are amazing when you react to fun stuff, but nobody gives a fuck about this."
They had us in the first half.
Well, I was just like, yeah, but, you know, I don't really care. That's the thing. If I were
It
to...
could also be turned back on them and just say like, well, who gives a fuck about you and your views?
It's like I say about the donations and shit. Like, I'm really glad when people donate. It does help us a lot. But you don't have to. And I'm not out here begging or fucking pleading for fucking... Dude, do you guys know who Leonhart is?
Lionheart?
Leonhart.
No.
No.
He's a Pokemon card YouTuber.
One of those guys.
And he's got like close to 2 million subs. And he had a cold the other day, and he was on his shit like, this video's not going to be good today. I don't want to not put out videos. If you guys could just go watch all my old videos, they're not doing too well. This man had like 60,000 views on videos he was complaining about.
And your chat, you're just sat here just like, oh yeah, I've got like 100 views on this video.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
happy.
You know,
That shit, that's doing numbers.
and it's an original
Still one of
video
my
that
favorite,
that
one of
took
my
me
favorite
forever.
Images of all time. It's just this dude with like 1 like, 2 retweets. Damn, this doing numbers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is kind of obnoxious though to have people come into your fucking channel and be like, "We only want to see these kind of videos." Like, who's we? You in your left hand, you fucking barbarian.
This channel is based off of shit that I want to show Nikki, and then sometimes she shows me shit. Like,
yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, I found something interesting. Let me just share this with Nikki and film it at the same time.
right?
It's just people like acting like a bigger group just to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, but it's really just them. When people say we, they mean us. They mean I.
Yeah. Man, I rolled this joint shitty.
Step up your game, son.
Yeah, I know.
No, that should be the model for this channel. Rolled up this joint shitty.
Yeah.
So rolled up this joint shitty podcast.
Yeah. The Shitty Joint Podcast.
Shitty joint.
Actually, yeah, that's the fucking bang right there.
I'm just like,
different.
I just woke up today and I was like, damn, we gotta do the podcast today. I was like, fuck, I really want to smoke a joint though. And then I was like, hey, we're not monetized. I can.
We ain't monetized yet.
I was kind of like being careful with it, but we're not monetized anyway, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, they don't even look. They don't even care.
Fucking Jeff Mac. I wanted to.
Dude, unmonetized channels get away with everything.
Oh yeah, you can literally sit here and do anything, almost anything.
I mean, the worst I've gotten was like a couple copyright claims. That's it.
Well, dude,
Also,
people think that YouTube like monitors channels because they want to keep. Oh, we gotta keep all this stuff off YouTube. There's things we don't want on here. Only when sponsors are looking at the videos. They don't care otherwise.
Yeah, as long as the ads keep flowing, they don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
And Byron in the chat is saying, off topic, would you guys ever do a tier list in the podcast?
Yeah, we'll do anything. We've talked about everything. Why wouldn't we do a tier list?
All right, we'll get started. You know,
We're doing right now.
F tier. Tier list. C tier.
What was the joke? The racist tier list, and then he just goes on about NASCAR races.
Oh my god. Well, you see, Dale Earnhardt was my favorite racist. He racist around Bristol Motor Speedway.
Racists around the goodest.
But yeah,
That's so
exactly
funny.
though, man. The fucking YouTube Kids is already in play, and they don't really utilize that all too well. New Destroyer just brought that up in the chat there.
Yeah, they really don't do anything with that, do they?
No, they just urge every channel that's on the regular YouTube to be kid friendly. It's like, fuck you, I want to be.
No, dude.
Kids can fuck off for all I care.
You've got a kids part, like restrict them.
Yo,
Yeah.
YouTube Kids was weaponized by fucking predators when they launched it. Like when they,
Oh yeah.
that was just like hell. They've put them in a bucket for us. We don't even have to lure them in with Spider-Man costumes anymore.
You
quite
like these
literally
videos? How about
fish
some
in a
more?
bottle.
No, you don't lure them in with Spider-Man costumes. You lure them in with pregnant Spider-Man and Elsa farting on each other.
Bro,
That's what those videos are.
You can't do
I
that
never
anymore
understood
nowadays.
why that was a thing. Like,
Thomas
I don't either.
Thomas said,
It's
they
just like
took
some
my
weird-
favorite series away. What the fuck?
I used to love Frozen.
I have never in any capacity said I loved Frozen at all.
What are you talking about? You have an Elsa shrine in your living room. I've seen it.
You don't know where my living room is at.
Yes, I do. It's
I can
downstairs.
attest to that. I've seen it too.
Don't you forget that they spy on us? They're European spies.
Yeah. I've bugged your entire house.
Be like Dale Gribble. These goddamn European spies from the internet.
He was
Also,
onto
I
something.
feel tremendously offended. I am not a European. I am English. We're
Yeah,
not
how-
part of the European Union anymore.
How dare you call
Well,
that filth
whose
over
fault is
there
that?
European?
You don't have to be in the European Union to be European.
That's
They're
like
not
the only
European,
thing
though,
you
they're
have
British.
to be.
Like, when you're standing over
No.
the John,
European.
European.
Toilet right now.
Shut the fuck.
Hey, sound like a midget.
God damn it.
Walk straight into that one.
Was it a dick?
I mean, every now and then, yeah.
Could be a dick.
Could be, maybe.
Y'all are
Well,
catching dicks like a soldier in Vietnam catching bullets. Oh.
That's a lot of dicks.
It's a lot of dicks.
That's a lot of dicks.
Nikki and I were talking the other day about like the male anatomy and the view of someone who finds the male anatomy attractive, and then like me, like whenever I think of the male anatomy, it's like funny. Like I see it as a comedy bit.
I love the fact that you keep calling it male anatomy. We're not monetized. You can say it.
Yeah, dicks to me are funny. Like it's like a gonzo nose, you know. It's just like
Yeah.
really funny, and like even scenes in movies and shit where men are portrayed as naked, to me it's usually funny. Like, have y'all ever seen Old School with Will Ferrell trying to get into the fraternity and shit?
No.
And he goes streaking, and it's just like one of the first movies I ever saw Will Ferrell in. And here's this hairy, curly-headed bastard running around naked on a college campus screaming at the top of his lungs. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
I love the fact that his like new wife and like all of her friends just happen to be driving by just where he's running.
And he's just like all fucked up. He's like, come on, guys, take your clothes off.
Everyone's doing it. Like,
We're running. Everybody's doing it.
coming.
And he's all alone. Yeah. And he's like, we're running through the quads. We're going into the gymnasium. Let's go. You know, like, fuck. It's great. That shit's great.
I'm pretty sure he starts that off like in the middle of like fucking Snoop Dogg like doing a performance at that point.
Oh, yeah.
He just fucking pushes him out of the way and says, "We're going straight."
Well, he was like a sober square guy because he got with this woman. And then they started fucking drowning him in drinks. So he was just there like, Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
He's chugging all these beers. Next thing you know, he's butt-ass naked fucking running around screaming. It's fucking great. Story of my life.
That's fun. If you wake up butt ass naked and you don't know what happened, you probably had fun.
I did that one time half in the toilet. And my friend Zach had taken a picture of me naked.
Which half was in the toilet?
The front half, where I had been puking everywhere. I made the unfortunate choice to chase Jägermeister with Bud Light for like 2 hours.
Why would you do that?
Because I was like 18 years old, bro.
That's a rookie mistake.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
He just reached the age where he could make responsibly irresponsible decisions.
exactly.
It's like you're given the power to do what you want.
But my friend took a picture of me with my own phone and made it my background on my phone. So when I opened up my phone, it was me laying there in the toilet. Like, yeah.
Oh god.
And then the dude's house that we were at, he was like, bro, I'm so pissed at you. This was like 3 months later. I was like, why? He said, you remember that night you got so fucked up and you passed out in the bathroom? I was like, yeah, sorry. He was just like, no, dude. We kept smelling this rancid smell and we didn't know what the fuck it was. And then we like moved over the bed that you like crashed out in, and you had puked and like stuck your head underneath the bed when you puked. So there was just like to the furthest corner against the wall.
That's just been fucking marinating under there.
Yeah, so it had been there for like 3 months.
They take it off, it just goes.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking mattress doesn't move. The whole bed goes with it.
Well, everything like on the bed, and like there was no sign that there had been any puke there. I had like crawled under the bed and done it or something.
Apparently, you're very good at it.
Dude, all I know
You've got
is
some sort of latent skill.
that was some blackout shit, dude.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secretions.
Yeah.
Reminds me of when me and a bud were drinking. I might have told the story. I don't know if I told it on the podcast or to you guys personally, but we were just playing some video games together, and we were both polishing a bottle. I got through a full bottle of rum in an hour, and my buddy got through half in like half an hour. And we were playing, I think it was Crackdown or something. And I remember telling my buddy, I am too drunk to play. Like, I couldn't hold the controller right. I couldn't move. I couldn't do shit. So I was just giving it back to him. And I remember he moved the camera stick just a little bit to the right, and the second he did that, we both started vomiting and didn't stop for
Oh my
3 days
God.
straight. We destroyed so much shit in this room with
Oh my
vomit.
God.
It's one of the most horrifying experiences.
So bad, dude, when that happens.
Yeah. I was literally laying in a pool of my own vomit, and I told my buddy, "Hey, please, water," and he threw a bottle of water at my face.
Dude, I've had so many times where I've seen my friends make the unfortunate choice to like chug a bottle of liquor. Every time it's fucked up. There's never a time where it's been like, it turned out all right. It's every time been a disaster. Every
If only we
time.
kept a catalog of it.
I do. I have a catalog of every time. I remember every time it happened. One of them, my friend and I were watching Beer Fest. It's a low tier comedy movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they've got Das Boot in there, and people trying to do a tournament of chugging those things. And we had little flight bottles of liquor and then one bottle of tequila that was regular size. And we had gotten through all the little shot bottles, which were like 15 of them between he and I. And then he was like, "Bro, do you want some of this tequila?" And I thought he was just offering me a drink and we would pass it back and forth throughout the night. And I said, "Not right now. Just give me a minute. I don't want to mix all this liquor that quick," because it was different stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I turned to the TV for a second and I said, "Fuck it. I guess I'll take a shot." So I turned back over to him. He had already turned this thing up, dude. And chugged the entire, by the time I saw him, he had chugged the entire bottle of tequila. Not even a minute, dude. Not even a minute. And I was like, I just instantly got so angry because I knew what was about to happen. I was like, dude, you are a fucking idiot. You are going to fucking die from that shit. That'll kill you doing that. And he just went, "Nah, bro. I'm good." He shot rice everywhere, dude. It was like Mexican rice, just like, "I'm good." I vacuumed it up. I was drunk too, so I thought it'd be a good idea to vacuum the rice up with my vacuum cleaner, with my parents' vacuum cleaner. So my mom gets back home from her trip, my stepmom, and she starts cleaning the house, and it just smells like dog shit because I had vacuumed all this vomit up with it. So she's like, "Oh my God, what is this smell?"
Good old times.
Well, you actually brought up that there. I remember when I used to work at Papa John's, like the last 2 Christmas seasons that I've had to work at Papa John's, I always got weirdly sick for some reason. It's like every time I try, like when the Christmas season ended or something, I had to go back into work or something. I weirdly enough, like, I ended up throwing up before I had to leave, like 5 minutes before I had to leave for work. I ended up throwing up in the toilet. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I had to call off because I ended up getting like a little stomach bug or something. That's happened 2 times in the last couple of years. It's like, I'm just really hoping it doesn't happen this year.
Yeah. You get the Santa sick.
I got a friend of mine got me a.
No, Fred, we're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored, but
We could be.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Are
he
you
got me for Christmas, so I was just like, some Trooper beer.
You about to slam it
I'm not slapping it on the podcast.
in a show of solidarity?
Come on, man, it's Christmas.
Just slam it in the first 5 minutes and then fucking die for the.
If you slam that beer, I'll slam a can of Bacardi.
I'll down a whole bottle of Crown Royal if I have to.
Oh, fuck.
I do have one in the kitchen.
I don't even have my fucking. I don't even know where my fucking bottle opener is.
I could take a bottle, but it would get really horny really quick.
Oh, of course it would with you.
Yes, absolutely.
You're a slut.
I know I am.
I go here, Zach.
You're a
Dude,
whore.
You're a
anything I
whore.
do, whether it's drinking or smoking or fucking like taking mushrooms, anything, I just get horny. I don't get angry. I don't get sad. I don't get like I get giggly. But I just get horny.
Do you get giggly while you're horny though, or horny while you're giggly?
Absolutely.
I blame it on the liberal agenda.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was seeing on Twitter lately that people are talking about boycotting Hogwarts Legacy because of J.K. Rowling's opinions on the trans community.
Oh,
Look,
fuck off.
Yeah.
Separate the art from the
I
art.
was going to say J.K. Rowling might be an idiot, but
She
it
is.
work.
but also, it's like there was a certain point where she became irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like, the fans kind of took that franchise and just turned it into a fucking subculture.
Yeah. And even the actors from the movie, like Daniel Radcliffe, like the three main characters from the film, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson, all fucking distance themselves, like talking shit about J.K. Rowling, like they do not support her views. And I don't even think that she even had much involvement in Hogwarts Legacy. Yet people were calling for like, oh, we have to boycott this game because of J.K. Rowling's opinions. Like, she had nothing to fucking do with that game.
They probably like asked her for some advice on some things, but she had nothing to do with the game. That was made by a different team of people that's just using the source material.
Yeah,
That's nothing to do with her.
it's got nothing to do with it at all.
It for me, the whole separate the art from the artist thing just depends. It's a case by case thing.
Yeah,
Like, if J.K. Rowling had been famous for making content about social structures and sexual identity and, you know, gender roles and stuff like that, it'd be like, oh shit, we can't read her opinions about gender roles because they're way fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, but like,
But it's a
it's a
mystical
fantasy
world
book.
about wisdom.
Yeah, like, a lot of this shit's not even her original idea, so
Honestly, yeah.
It's just mostly inspired by, just general Englishness.
Well,
It all casts magic.
almost all of it goes back to Tolkien, you know, but
You all get scarred when you're a child by some bald, creepy dude without a nose.
yeah. Dude, I mean, in all seriousness, like, it's almost all fantasy goes back to Tolkien for our modern take on it. But she took ideas. There's a Marvel Comics series about a young wizard who's a fucking orphan who goes to a magic school. Like, Marvel did a comic series about that shit in the 80s. There's been books, graphic novels.
That's a Doctor Strange you're talking about, right?
No, there's some obscure shit that's like almost carbon copied. It might have been DC, but it was like one of the first graphic novels back in the 80s about a fucking wizard. It's very similar. But there's been books, and I mean, the whole thing for me is it blew up. It was a story from our childhood. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, the trans rights issues and the things that she's speaking on. And I can separate that. You know, there's certain artists that I like singers and entertainers who turned out to be like fucking, you know, sickos and creeps and like trying to get underage chicks and dudes and stuff. Yeah. If they're singing a love song and they're fucking, you know, the next guest star on To Catch a Predator, I can't separate that.
Yeah. There's a certain point.
That's the point where we start asking questions.
Yeah. Or just not wanting to know anymore and leaving the whole fandom. Like, you know, if J.K. Rowling had came out and said some stuff about, you know, those high school kids, then I'd be like, I can't read. Hogwarts is a whole new place for me now, and I don't want any part of it. You know.
And basically, I am Ren and Stimpy, the guy who makes that show.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I still like the show because it's still fucking funny.
Yeah, but he was making that for kids, and he was pretty braggadocious. Like that guy was like straight up like, hell yeah, this is what I do. It's awesome. It's like, no, dude, it's not awesome. Have you heard those clips of him on that fucking radio interview?
The Howard Stern show? Yeah.
Where he was bragging about underage chicks and stuff? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, dude.
He's obviously scum, but you've got to at least give him like the smallest amount of credit. At least he wasn't trying to hide it. He was just fucking tell everyone.
I mean,
yeah, he stuck to his
guns.
He
was out with it. He was just like, if I hadn't been caught for this, and he go, someone's not paying attention.
I feel like I wouldn't give him any credit. I would just use that as an
I'm not trying
opportunity to
give
be
him credit,
like,
I'm just giving like the slightest slither of credit because he was just open with it. He
nah.
didn't even bother trying to hide it.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't give him credit for is his later work after Ren and Stimpy. Like, his canceled pilot, He Hog the Wonder Pig, or the Atomic Pig, if any of you ever saw that one. It's floating around on YouTube somewhere. But it's basically a pilot he tried to get running for MTV, and it was canceled, obviously, because there was some pretty fucked up shit in there. For example, there was a segment where He Hog went to Africa, and there were racist caricatures of black people in there.
Of course.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me? This is 1998. You can't do that shit anymore.
Speaking of that, did you see that Dragon Ball finally changed how they represent black characters on the show?
I have not.
Or in the manga? Like, you know how it used to be super racist? Like the big lips and the big, they made the racist stereotype in that very, very prevalent. It's changed with Super, and in the manga, one of my friends just shared a clip of it today.
Turn them blue.
No, they were like, look like, African Americans in other works, or just Africans in other works. Like the black people are just given like, the hairstyle that they would have, but their faces and stuff aren't drawn any different. They're just
they just look like people.
Yeah,
Just...
like you would fucking imagine, but
Oh no, you mean like the actual like humans in Dragon Ball?
Yes.
I was thinking you were talking about like Mr. Popo.
No, Mr. Popo is kind of stuck. I think they get by with that one by being like, he's not actually a person, so.
But he does have those eyes. It's just like, help me. Black Frieza be like.
Yeah.
Or with Pokemon, with what's that Pokemon's name? Fucking Jinx, where they're just like, oh yeah, it's a Gyaru. It's totally not what you think it is.
Dude.
It's totally not. It's totally
They
not,
got they got hemmed up by like. They got hemmed up for being racist with Jinx. They got hemmed up for being homophobic with Jinx. They got hemmed up for being transphobic with Jinx. It's just like, what is Jinx? Come out and say it, and just like let everybody.
It's a fucking success because it hit everyone.
Well, as far as the fucking offense hammer goes, yeah.
I probably missed one or two.
And it's funny as shit because like Jinx is one of Nikki's favorite Pokemon.
What does that say about Nikki?
Wow, Nikki.
Cancelled.
Get a little offensive in here.
Well, they haven't removed Jinx, but it's definitely not a featured character that they're like, hey guys, remember this one?
It's kind of just in there now. They don't bring it to attention.
It just exists,
It's not like they're turning Jinx into a fucking motorcycle in Pokemon Scarlet.
But dude, like even Hypno is like a creepy bastard. I can't remember his old Pokedex, but it was something about kidnapping children or something. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, but that's like all of the fucking Pokemon, like old Pokedexes, where it's just like, these all mention some really creepy and weird shit. But like, what?
Yeah, here's Kangaskhan. He's really cute. He genocided a country. Like,
Yeah.
He genocided a country.
Excuse
Just
me.
on a whim, didn't get it. He was bored that day.
And all the kids are just like, what does genocided mean?
All right.
That's how they got they just
Hypno.
put fancy words in the kids wouldn't understand.
Here we go. Hypno is a bipedal humanoid Pokemon that has yellow skin. It has 2 triangular ears on the top of its head and 2 sleepy-looking eyes with large nose underneath. On its neck, it has a rough... What the fuck? Why are you going to show me ads right in the middle of this?
Yellow skin, sleepy eyes, triangles.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Bipedal. Bipedal, does that mean...
Hypno is able to put people to sleep. It can then sense the dreams the victim is happening, so it knows what kind of dream it will eat. It is known to reside away from humans on less traveled roads. Let's see, this is not the original Pokedex entry.
Yeah, no.
I would just like to take on aside, like, Solomon was an absolute cracker of genre.
Here we go.
I don't know. Well, I'm not drinking the Trooper, but I have, cracked out a can instead.
Why
Yeah,
would you drink Heineken? It's horse piss.
It's what I've got in the fridge. Get fucked, Nina.
Get some fucking Hertog Jan or some fucking Leffer or some shit.
The hell is it called?
yo, this dude said on Twitter, while searching for Pokedex entries that got retired for breaking canon or just being weird, I was shocked to realize Hypno's old Pokedex entry about kids hasn't been retired. It's still been used as recent as Gen 6. It carries a pendulum-like device. There once was an incident in which it took away a hypnotized child.
Jesus.
It's like,
Well, isn't there a Pokemon where it's just like in the actual like description of it, it says like it's like the soul of a dead child.
I think
Like, or, like,
so.
lost.
I think so. Well, that was the whole thing with like
A lot of the ghost
Cubone and like the
you can't
ghost.
avoid the death part of that.
Yeah, the ghost Pokemon in Lavender Town, like one of their moms had died and they were fucking haunting the place or something. Shit used to be crazy as hell. Even that music was creepy as shit back on the Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
There once was a creature named Hypno, and to all the little kids he did go. He used a small watch and his bottle of scotch to throw him down in the hole.
That's beautiful. Did you just make that up?
Yes, I did.
Thomas is quite proficient at making up liming limericks. About,
Of course, I'm part Irish.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like even what was it, Black and White kind of went back into the darker parts.
Yeah, it was kind of just a darker look, really.
Yeah.
The aesthetic was more.
You can do a lot with that, but they just don't because it's safer to not do that. It's kind of stupid because they can take risks with Pokemon. It has more money than anything in the universe ever.
Well,
They did with
like,
DX.
Yeah, no, they did.
it's not like you have to be overt with it. You have to be just like putting violence, gore, and all into it. So, no, just keep it subtle.
You could go as far as like Nightmare Before Christmas with it. I think too much edge just makes it seem try hard because it was such the opposite.
Yeah, but that's like edge versus like well-crafted like thriller type shit.
But then there's also like the perception through the eyes of a child, the innocence of a child. Like whenever I was thinking about Team Rocket chopping off Slowpoke tails and selling them, I wasn't like really visualizing how brutal that is, you know. But if you go back and you look at the exploits of Team Rocket, they were fucking shit up. Like they were killing Pokemon, they were stealing people's shit, they were fucking murdering
Just doing whatever
people.
they want.
They were breaking into people's houses and blowing up the back wall of their house and shit. Like,
Well, let's go back to like the main character in your Pokemon games. They always just walk into people's houses and just start looking for shit. So they can't say shit.
yeah. Yeah, there was, Team Rocket was pretty brutal.
Yeah, but they kept that kind of like Team Rocket. When you looked into it, Team Rocket was pretty fucking brutal, but they didn't really place emphasis on that in the games. It was kind of like you had to really think into that.
And the show more so, you know, with like the movie where Giovanni was like torturing Mewtwo and like tricked him into trusting him, and the whole idea of existence and creation and shit. There was some real big existential topics covered in that.
But again, that brings up the idea of Mewtwo himself. It's just like, he's just like, oh yeah, he's a really cool Pokemon. He's a genetic abomination that was created for absolutely no reason.
He's Pokemon Frankenstein for sure.
Yeah, he's literally Frankenstein.
Yeah, and he's literally like, why am I here? Fuck humans. I'm going to murder you all.
What am I for? Yeah, when you said torturing Mewtwo, I imagine the fucking Higurashi scene with like the nail shit.
Oh
Mm.
no!
That's the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know why.
Oh, I hate that scene.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Oh, that
Dude.
whole show in general. I was like, here's a cute little girl. Oh, she stabs herself in the arm. Just fucking puts a knife to the wall, fucking rams herself into it.
I mean, that's basically what they
okay.
did with fucking Doki Doki Literature Club, that whole fucking thing there.
No, just imagine me playing Persona 3 for the first time and being like, oh, right, Persona. Oh, what is he? No.
Well,
Oh, God.
no.
Why? I always thought that game was. It set up all this crazy stuff, and then you're just like, holy shit. And then it's like, you better love JRPGs because you're going to go to this one place and you are going to grind for hours and hours, and that's all you're going to do in this game.
Yep.
You better love JRPGs because you're going to fucking hate this one.
Yeah, because you're going to fucking hate this one. You better love everything about it.
I've never been
One
personally a big
area.
fan of like JRPGs myself.
Dude, the idea behind Persona 3 is cool, and the story is relatively interesting, but the gameplay, ugh. Same with SMT Nocturne. It's great visually. The music is on point. The story is super interesting, but you better love grinding the same type of area forever.
Mm.
Because that's all it is.
This is your home now. Love it.
Love it. Level up your shit and then fight things right here.
There's something to be said for like the worlds now where you can walk around, see the enemies, and actually avoid them. But even then you come to a point where it's like, oh, I have to do a boss fight. I'm severely underleveled. Fuck.
Bro, I've tried to play SMT 5 and I don't like it.
I get that.
It's been so boring.
Yeah.
The story sucks.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the story could have been interesting if they fucking told it.
They just never did. Yeah.
They never do.
I know.
Until like the last 2 minutes of the game. Then it's just like lore dump. Like, okay. Like, I feel like it's kind of a shit business practice, but I feel like companies need to do like a Majora's Mask or like a Breath of the Wild 2. Where it's just, okay, now we have this base game. It's really fucking empty and boring. Let's just actually focus on putting as much shit in it as possible. Because SMT 5 can be fucking amazing, but it needs balancing, it needs story, and it needs more gameplay. Better gameplay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I felt with Hello Neighbor 2. Like, the first one was just an amalgamated mess of just fucking nothing. And then the second game balanced everything out. Like, still wasn't perfect. There's still some things that pissed me off about it, but it was an overall better experience. Like, it should have been what the first game was supposed to be, you know? It's like, a lot of shit they did in the second game, they should have done with the first game to begin with, so that way it wouldn't be as hated.
Yeah, well, time. Like we were saying, you know, they got these deadlines to put out their shit, and then if it does okay enough, they'll let them keep adding to it.
Yeah. Whoops, it's Christmas time. Gotta get it out the door. But the game isn't finished. Don't care.
Don't care.
Fuck it. We'll patch it. We'll patch it after it launch.
That was basically Sonic 06's deadline there. They had to release it by Christmas time.
Or worse, E.T. for Atari.
Don't start bringing that shit up.
Well, the only reason that happened was because of the rush to make it available on Christmas.
Didn't they make that game in like a couple of months?
Basically.
No, I think they were given like such a small amount of time on it to make that game.
It is fucking astonishing that they actually made E.T. in those months, because back in those days, actually programming a video game like that is fucking difficult.
Yeah.
No.
And there's no such thing as day one patches like we have nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The only way they could do that is if they record the game and then just rebuild it and then just put it back out, but then it wouldn't be a day one patch.
I mean, let's be real. There's AI that exists. There's AI that exists that can do your fucking. If we were in school right now in 4th grade English, we could just like get an AI to write our paper for us, and nobody would ever know.
Oh yeah.
So developers have so many tools now in comparison to what they did before.
I could write a whole marketing document just by inputting some keywords into an AI. It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it used to be a case of just trying to copy as much as possible you could find off Google.
Look, dude, I see somebody. We got Mr. Howell in the comment section, and I'm gonna go on the offensive on this because I might even make a video about it. Watch our channel bomb because of it. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are not bad games. They're good games.
No, they aren't.
They're good games, and I'm so tired of seeing all of these people want to get, yeah, bro, that's fucking funny, let's dog on this shit points by saying, number one, if you've never played it, you have no opinion. If you haven't even watched what happens after the patches got put on the game, you don't understand that the fucking large majority of the problems were fixed. If you're one of those people that's like, oh, if Pokemon just did something different, man, I wish they would do something different, and now you're talking shit, you can go fuck yourself. Like, I was so pissed because I saw Actman made a video about it. And like, dude, I'm always a fan of Actman shit. He usually has some really good points, and it's just this big rant about, well, you know, Pokemon fans deserve better. I have not seen this motherfucker talk about Pokemon a single time. He's got millions of subscribers on his channel. I can't remember a single video or him ever talking about Pokemon until it was popular to shit on the game. Where's the Sword and Shield video? Where's the Sun and Moon video? Where's the problem? Oh, it's popular to talk shit about this game that had bugs when it launched. Guess what, dude? Skyrim was bricking people's PS3s when it launched. I have not heard a single story about somebody's Switch being bricked because they loaded Scarlet or Violet. I mean, it's an open world game. It allows you to go anywhere on the map that you want to go when you start it, which is unheard of. I mean, there's 400 and some odd Pokemon in the game. It's a huge Pokedex. Tons of new ones. Tons of new mechanics. I mean, there's just so much going on in this game that everybody's been asking for such a long time. And it seems like they answer all those questions and then they're still a bitch. Like, once the graphical errors are fixed, once the glitches are fixed, which they pretty well are now, what else is there to say about it? And also, if you're talking about it, tell me how many hours you've put into the game. Or don't say anything, because you don't know. You're just parroting other people's opinions that you find funny and relevant.
Like Witcher 3, for example. When that first launched, that game was a fucking disaster. But the game underneath all the technical issues was amazing.
Yeah.
It's the same with Scarlet and Violet. I'm not saying it's amazing, but I'm not saying shit. It's a good fucking Pokemon game.
Yeah.
But it's just riddled with some technical issues that I guess now are fixed. So fuck it. Why are people fucking whining? Like,
Fred's having technical issues right now.
Well,
currently everything is just deciding that it doesn't want to work.
Yeah, I've lived that life many times. I totally get it. But yeah, it just seems like for some odd reason, you know, people, I guess it's just because people want to make content. People want content to put out. And so they're like, oh, I see a bunch of people talking shit about, even like the reviewers that will slam shit. Were like, I wish these bugs weren't here. Go back and read day one reviews. Every single one of them will say, this is a huge leap for Pokemon. This is what everyone has been asking for. It could be fucking awesome. If it were not for these glitches, this shit would be amazing. They fixed it. Quickly. It was like 2 days later. It was like 2 days after it launched.
Well, I haven't played the game. I haven't really seen that much about it, like much gameplay about it, especially after the patch. But my opinion of the game is, I've heard bad things, but I've also heard a lot of good things too. And so as a result, I generally have a somewhat positive opinion about it.
I was able to ride a Pokemon like a horse in Skyrim up a hill, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, really, what all it comes down to is like you can hear things about a certain game, but unless you actually try it out yourself, it's like you can't really make a very full opinion on it because it's like you're only going based off hearsay. So you actually have to experience it yourself. Which is why I'm in favor of giving every game a chance. Even if people say it's terrible, I still want to like try it out just to see how bad it is for myself, so I can form my own opinions on it instead of just going based off what other people are saying.
Well, on the other hand, I do agree. If you don't try things out for yourself, you won't know what it's like. So you should probably shut the fuck up about it. But there's also like you don't really need to play some games in order to know what they're like. You can kind of like look at the videos that are going, not like the opinionated shit, but just like, oh hey, I'm gonna check out some gameplay from this, and then you can kind of gauge whether or not like, this is kind of looking shit.
Yeah, I guess you could gauge it off that, but
you can get a certain opinion. You can get a certain idea, you know? If it's completely not something you would play, like if it's like, oh, I don't like first-person shooters, and you look at some gameplay and it's a first-person shooter, you already know you don't enjoy that type of game. Okay. So, sure, but...
Well, actually, yeah, I kind of would agree with that. Sorry to cut you off, Fred, but yeah, I kind of do agree with that because there are certain games I see on the Xbox store that it's like, they look interesting from the covers of it, but when I see like the trailers for the gameplay of it, and like I sort of read the description of what the game's about, it was like, I don't know if I should really check that game out there. So yeah, I can understand that viewpoint as well. It's like going based off certain images.
Yeah, I do agree though. Like that you should give even myself, I'm doing my fucking stupid Simpsons dissertation bullshit just for my own. And I'm just willingly going through all of the shit episodes as well as the good episodes because, like, you know what? I want to at least give it a chance.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, what I was going to say before was is that I don't tend to like battle royale games myself. I'm not they're not for me.
Yeah.
And so anytime I see a game that says it's a battle royale, I instantly start to switch off. I'll give it a look. I'll have a look at it, but I've already got a somewhat negative opinion of it.
Yeah. You know when Fortnite first came out, I downloaded it, but I never played it. I wanted to, but it's just like I never really got around to it, and I also saw a lot of the shit that was circulating around it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't think I want to get into this.
I downloaded it so my nephew could play it.
I'm glad to say I've never touched it in my life, and I will continue to uphold that tradition.
Yeah, I've never played it.
I used to play a bit of Apex Legends, though. Couldn't understand it, but I did play it.
People tried getting me to play that constantly, and I just couldn't be asked.
I played whenever I rented Conker's Bad Fur Day back in the day, I played the fucking multiplayer battle royal type thing that it has with my friends. Like, I told them about the game, and they were just like, what the fuck? So, because back then, like, I didn't know what games were on the 64. The only thing I knew was what they had at the video rental store, like Blockbuster type thing. And so we had never seen a mature rated Nintendo 64 game before. Like that was the first one that we even knew of. So we were like, holy shit, you know. And then we started playing, and I never got back to the actual game because I played that battle royal because it let you go against bots and fucking, you know, it was the squirrels versus the teddies, and it was one of the first games that was similar to like GoldenEye that I had played. But that shit's actually really good. The old, from the original game, that little fucking PvP mode that it has is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Same with Banjo-Tooie, it actually has a really fun multiplayer.
Yeah. I'd say
FPS stuff.
I'd say a game with a really amazing multiplayer that no one really talks about is the one for Batman Arkham Origins. That multiplayer was fine. I played the shit out of that back in the day.
Yeah, I don't think I even knew that was a thing.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like like you were either Joker's gang or Bane's gang, and you were fighting, and then also there was a third gang which was Batman and Robin, and like
Wow.
and it was a three-way. It was a three-way. It was really good. I really
And it
enjoyed it.
lets you play against bots?
I think it did. Again, this is ages
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, now they got that fucking Gotham Knights game out, don't they?
God, that disaster.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be a bit of a thing when I saw the gameplay for it. I was just like, it looks wonky.
Didn't it turn out to be more of like a pay to play type experience? Like,
Very much, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing that when I see that in a game, I get turned off. I'm like, I buy the game, so I want to be able to play it. Is that possible?
Yeah. Well, the biggest bullshit of that is Overwatch 2. They make it free to play, but you have to connect your phone number to it.
Oh god.
They literally say that in the description. It's like, you need to have a proper phone number in order to play this game. I'm like, why? Why the fuck do you need that?
Blizzard, why do you want my mobile number? You stay away from me.
It's to help against cheaters. No, it's not. You're harvesting information.
Yeah.
Dude.
People literally talk about that in the
Information.
fucking reviews of the game. I looked at the reviews on the Xbox store. It's like, why the fuck do I need a phone number to play this game?
You could always just get burner phone numbers from apps and stuff, though.
True. Just get one of those prepaid.
Yeah. Or you can, there's apps as long as you're on Wi Fi. I don't know if in your country that it's the same, but like you can just get like throwaway phone numbers on an app and use Wi Fi to call and text and whatever.
I've never looked into it myself, but it could be a thing over here.
Y'all don't know many drug dealers, do you?
No, we just go to like Turkish shops and then pay $10 for like a burner phone number.
Yeah.
And just insert the SIM card.
That shit's funny as fuck.
We still do shit manual over it.
Yep. By pigeon, right?
Spikers, man.
By pigeon. Like Mike Tyson.
Just pigeons with little bags of cocaine around their necks, like.
Well, Jake had mentioned
Accidentally inhaled
that
the cocaine.
Jake had mentioned that we needed to send a message to somebody via pigeon. And I was like, then it will be just covered in shit. And he was like, yeah, but it will get there.
Exactly.
It will get there.
Eventually.
Well, you may have to fucking get a little ice pick and a tiny hammer to get the thing out.
Mhm.
It's just encrusted. But it'll get there.
That's right. Well, we're getting close to the hour mark, fellas. What say you? Anything anybody wants to bring to the table before we depart?
Actually, yes. I would like to bring up something for the Christmas season, For people who like to give to certain charity organizations, I discovered one last night called Punks for Autism. It's basically this, it's really the about page here. It says, as a father of an autistic son, I'd often see various generic apparel supporting autism that either looked like something you get for free for participating in a race or something your grandma would rock. Not to be all to love our grandma, it's just not necessarily their attire. Coming from the punk and hardcore scene, I knew that by working together and supporting each other, we can achieve great things for all. Punks for Autism was created as a collaboration with super talented artists of all backgrounds to create underground apparel for this generation that helps drive autism awareness and acceptance. 100% of all proceeds are donated to spread the support to various local and national autistic organizations. And they got a lot of different apparel going on here. I don't know if I can show it.
Hold on, I'll bring it up.
Yeah, punksforautism.com is the name for it. But yeah, they get like local artists to like design different apparel and merch, like mugs, patches, all sorts of things like that. And some of the organizations they donate to, they have a list here. There's Surface
we go.
Healing, Best Day Foundation, Madison House Autism Foundation, Autism Citizen, 80s Army, spelled ADY', the National Foundation for Autism Research, POAC Autism Services, the A-Skate Foundation, and the International Association for Spelling as Communication.
There you go.
And,
They have some cool stuff, man.
yeah.
That's very nice.
So if any of you want to buy into their apparel and such and help spread awareness of autism, of autistic people out there, I would greatly recommend you check that out for yourself and see what you like. And They do have a lot of interesting art to go off of there. And as someone who grew up with autism myself and who takes mental health to a serious degree, I figured this would be a good charity to bring to y'all's attention.
Cheers.
Well, I think my last word shall be Merry Christmas and subscribe.
Nice. You got anything there, Ninopolis?
Autism is a superpower. You are immune to propaganda. Merry Christmas.
Great.
Final word.
Also, I agree with Vistoria. Play Terraria with Nikki. This is an order. Also, I'll join you.
Wait. Play Terraria. This is a threat.
Yes.
I use my power for good too.
Say it again. I couldn't hear you over the sound of me shitting myself.
Damn it.
Quote Uncle Ruckus. All right. Peace out, everybody. You know we love